welcome to Thai Pulse, your weekly dive into Thailand's buzzworthy stories.
Yes, here we unpack stories, trends, and cultural moments shaping the conversation across the country.
All right, let's dive into this week's Pulse. So the first story, it's about Thailand's economy, which seemed to be slow and quite sluggish. Well, there's a report from International Monetary Fund. They just released the October 2025 World Economic Outlook report. They maintain Thailand's GDP growth projection for 2025 at 2%, but only 1.5% for next year. That makes Thailand's economic size to the third rank in ASEAN, the third largest in ASEAN, after Indonesia and Singapore. But the IMF projects that actually in 5 years, Thailand could rank last behind Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, and Vietnam. But just to be fair to Thailand, that stagnation is in accordance with global economy, because now there are many things going on like protectionism, the new tariffs. So the global economy is kind of adjusting to the new policy landscape. And some severe tariffs have eased, that's true, as a result of negotiations. But still, we're still adapting to it. And also that makes overall economic environment remains very volatile. But the IMF is not the organization that came out and say something like this, but also there is a World Bank. So Ms. Melinda Good, she's a World Bank Division Director for Thailand and Myanmar, said during her speech at Thailand Economic Outlook 2026 event in Bangkok. According to her, global trade will grow only by 1.8% due to geopolitical tensions leading to protectionism and also relocation of production bases. And Thailand needs to be very careful about that, because 70% of Thailand's GDP come from export. And she say Thailand must, quoted, dare to play a new game, unquoted, to escape middle income trap and achieve high income status by 2037. According to the World Bank, Thailand needs to achieve at least 5% annual growth of GDP every year to become a high income economy by 2037. That seems to be quite complicated. If you talk about the growth that we're having now, only 2% and perhaps 1.6% next year. And the World Bank highlights three key future industry where Thailand could have opportunity to use them as a booster for our economy. The first one is the green economy. For example, the EV, the solar cells, but also she highlights that it's very important that the government invest in infrastructure to protect our economy against climate change, because that would affect Thailand's economy quite a lot. And the second industry is digital technologies. According to her, Thailand has quite a very big mobile access among the population, but unfortunately only 5% possess intermediate level digital skills and only 1% possess high level digital skills. And the last industry that she say is the service. The service, Thailand has quite a potential. For example, the fintech, we have quite a lot of fintech entrepreneurs, hospitality, for example. But many of them face expansion problems. So the World Bank recommends liberalization in terms of skilled workforce or regulatory reforms or relaxing some investment law, for example, the shareholder requirements, and also it recommends the government investment in infrastructure and skills. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, those future industries seems to be giving a lot of possibilities for Thailand.
Yeah.
But also there are challenges. Like you said, we relied too much on export, which is around like 70% of our GDP.
Yeah, which is a lot.
Yeah, and not only with exports, we also we have not only aging population, also we are facing issues with slowed global trade growth and the climate change, which is impacting not just Thailand but globally as well.
Right. So that's one of the things that the World Bank really highlights, that Thailand need to put in investment.
Up next, we're going to be discussing about the free dialysis Everywhere policy, which is Thailand's most ambitious public health policies. This policy is to allow kidney failure patients to receive dialysis for free at any hospital nationwide. Now that's good news for Thai people. And this is also part of the 30 baht universal healthcare reform, which aims to give patients the freedom of choice, fair access to life-saving treatment as well. And the Ministry of Public Health has approved 4 medical options for kidney failure patients, which are hemodialysis at hospitals and certified centers, and we have peritoneal dialysis that can be performed at home with proper training. Now, many of you listening at home might be wondering, what is hemodialysis and what is peritoneal? And I too was confused at first, even translated to Thai. So I did some research and here it is. So hemodialysis, this is a treatment for kidney failure that filters waste and access fluids from the blood using a dialysis machine. On the other hand, the peritoneal dialysis, this is another type of dialysis that uses the lining of the abdominal cavity as a natural filter to clean the blood.
Right.
Okay, so the hemodialysis, it needs to be done at hospitals or at certified centers. But as for the peritoneal, you can do this at home. It can be performed at home with proper training, of course. And the next one is kidney transplant, a longer-term, cost-effective solution if organs are available. And palliative care for patients who prefer comfort-based treatment. So those are the 4 options that the Ministry of Public Health has approved.
Right. I think it's this policy, of course, gives a very equal access for medical treatment for everyone.
Yeah, I think this is a very good policy, but of course there are challenges and it won't be easy. Why? Because hospitals nationwide are already under heavy strain. No argue about that, right? We see the news every day how there are lines and lines of patients waiting for the one doctor probably, right? And a number of nephrologists and dialysis machines remain limited. And what else do we have? Like, even though, dialysis is officially free, but there are hidden costs. Like what? The transportation, accommodation, and loss of work hours. So this can make access unequal for many. And a lot of Thai people are underpaid. So where will they get the money for the transportation, for the accommodation, and the time that they wasted not working? Right.
Yeah, that's true. Well, moving on to another good news. It's a new platform that just launched for tourists. It's called TouristDigiPay for smart tourist spending. It actually was rolled out in August, but we're talking about it now because it's going to be implemented in November, hopefully, right? So Thailand is rolling out a new payment initiative. It's called TouristDigiPay, aimed at modernizing how international visitors pay while in the country. So basically, Thailand would give a platform to tourists who would like to spend using their cryptocurrency. So tourists need to open their account in this platform and they will get the wallet, the electronic wallet, and they just transfer their cryptocurrency there and they can sell their cryptocurrency to get the Thai baht, and after they can spend directly by scanning QR code and paying to merchants in the country. That is very convenient. But this scheme, it's only 18 months pilot sandbox. I don't know why it's only 18 months. Well, I hope it's going to be extended later. And this project is a cooperation between the Bank of Thailand, the Securities and Exchange Commission of Thailand, and the Anti-Money Laundering Office. Of course, the platform would be very highly regulated, but there is a limit as well. Spending limit apply, for example, 500,000 months for large merchants. And also the cash withdrawals via the wallet are banned until the tourists leave the country and close their account, that they can get their cryptocurrency back. So the aim is twofold. First, to ease payment for tech-savvy visitors and also inject new digital spending into tourism economy, especially 4, especially as visitor numbers and spending trends face pressure because like the financial system in the world is changing. You know, there are many tourists, for example, the Russians, they kind of escape the war in their country, but their savings, they don't save in rubles anymore, but they keep it in cryptocurrency, and they would like to spend, and there are a lot of them coming to Thailand, right, Russian visitors. So I think that would facilitate the payment in the country quite well.
So I think if it's managed well, it will help to modernize Thailand's payment ecosystem, as you have mentioned, and also boost digital tourism revenue and strengthen Thailand's fintech leadership in ASEAN as well.
Right.
So those are the good news. But if it's not handled well, if it's handled poorly, then there might be regulatory backlash and cybersecurity incidents, also confusion among both tourists and merchants as well. If we're talking about security risks, I mean, every time, like most of the time, if you handle with crypto-related currency or transactions, there's always some concerns that always rises amongst this topic, which is money laundering and fraud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I think this platform will be, first of all, it will be really regulated. And if we use the cryptocurrency exchange platform, which are licensed and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Thailand.
So there are concerns with merchants in rural areas because they may lack digital literacy and also with proper internet connection.
That's true.
Also.
That's true. But I think that's going to be okay. I mean, look at the half plus, theคนละครึ่ง economic scheme. I mean, it's everybody tries to get a mobile phone and register, you know, like when we just had PromptPay, the QR code payment, which was like 4 years ago, people complained that, sorry, I didn't have the mobile phone. But finally, they tried to get one and they tried to register.
I mean, if it's money involved, eventually you'll learn how to do it.
Of course, you put a lot of effort.
There might be a little confusion at first and a little debate at first, but then eventually I think we'll grow into it.
Right, right. All right, now it's time to take a break. In the next segment, we have a very debatable topic like the overpriced trend in Thailand. Stay tuned.
Imagine a land where every month brings a new celebration, a new adventure. Welcome to Thailand, where vibrant festivals and events await you across 55 provinces in all 5 regions. Indulge in the culinary delights of the amazing food festival, marvel at the illuminated artistry of Visit 5 regions, and immerse yourself in the cultural spectacle of the amazing Muay Thai experience. Each event is a gateway to the unique traditions and flavors of Thailand, offering unforgettable experiences that will leave you longing for more. Join us in Thailand, where every month is a celebration and every visit is a new story waiting to be told. Welcome to Thailand, a premier destination where business seamlessly intertwines with world-class leisure. With direct flights from major cities worldwide, your next corporate event is just a step away. Host your conferences in Bangkok's cutting-edge venues, offering unparalleled facilities and services. Reward your team with relaxation on Phuket's world-renowned beaches, providing the perfect backdrop for rejuvenation. And don't forget to visit Chiang Mai, ranked among the top 5 mountain destinations in Asia, where majestic peaks and a rich cultural heritage await to captivate every traveler. This season, elevate your business journey. Choose Thailand, where every season is the perfect season for MICE. Thailand, a land of success and reward. Reward your team with an extraordinary journey that celebrates their dedication and achievements. Immerse yourself in breathtaking natural landscapes. Indulge in the soothing touch of traditional Thai massages. Savor the diverse flavors of Thai cuisine. And experience the charm of a culture rich in heritage. Give more than just relaxation. Give lasting inspiration. This incentive travel journey is more than just a reward. It's an opportunity to strengthen team bonds, ignite inspiration, and create lasting memories. Discover Thailand, your ideal MICE destination. Inspire your team today.
Welcome back to Thai Pulse. For this segment, we're going to be unfolding the trend, which is the overpriced trend in Thailand at the moment, especially in the big cities. So every time when you enter the mall, nowadays you see a lot of new restaurants, a lot of new brands, beverage shops, or even small stalls with their brands, right? The price are insanely high. Like the beverage is usually the premium ones would be around 100 to around 150 baht, or I mean maximally 200.
Right.
But nowadays, their beverage costs you 300 to 500 baht. Just for
I never drink one.
Yeah.
I never drink one that expensive.
And you know what? There are a lot of, the younger generations lining up, and us too, not just the younger generations, okay? But everybody is lining up to get a glass of that 300 baht beverage, or
Right.
probably more.
Right.
And many brands are doing that same thing at this very moment. So that raises a question. Are we actually paying for the value, or are we actually just paying for the trend, right? Because not only is it affecting our wallets, but it also affects us psychologically and also our society as well. So with this high price or the overpriced trend, it creates perception of high price equal high quality. But is that really true? Because what Thai people are asking at the moment is, 54% are saying that they're becoming more cautious about spending, which is very good, by the way. You should be cautious. You should think twice of what you're going to be spending your money on. 42% are worried about soaring prices and cost of living. And yes, I'd say you should be worried. You should not pay for something that is not reasonable.
Right.
You shouldn't do it just because of the trend, because it will affect your money and it'll affect your savings, definitely. And also, with the overpriced trend, it increases economic inequality and debt risk. Now, like before, we were asking, what are we actually spending our money on, right? Now, let's hear from the business point of view. They said that they are considering sustainable pricing aligned to customer value, not just hype. That is actually something that should be happening at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm not really seeing that though, because
Not
the
really.
overpriced trend is actually quite over the top right now. But I mean, it's a good sign though that business are viewing these POVs, but I don't really see it happening. So hopefully it will happen soon. And if the overpriced trend continues, this may undermine economic well-being and also equality, like we have mentioned earlier as well. And let's compare restaurants and shops pre and post-COVID. I believe there are many restaurants and shops that you go to on a regular basis.
Right.
And those restaurants new, or have they been, in business for a while?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, before COVID, like for example, I could get a good plate of meat for like 200 something baht, like in a correct restaurant, correct meal. But after COVID, the price is raised to like 300 something baht, which is like $10, right? That's a lot. I mean, compared to the cost of living and the average salary of the Thai people.
Yeah.
You have that feeling too?
Yes. I mean, restaurants and shops that I like to visit, I think they're reasonable price. For example, ramen that I usually go to, back then it cost like around 90 baht, but today is around like 110, 120, which still I think is reasonable, you know, compared to the quality of the meal that I'm getting. It tastes good, and you can't really get this kind of quality and taste from anywhere else. It's like their signature style and a recipe, I would say. And with a very reasonable price, not only adults and working class can spend money on those, but also the younger generations can too. The pre-COVID restaurants and shops, I think the prices are quite reasonable and the quality is good to high quality as well. But now, after COVID, many new brands and restaurants are popping up, but with an insane price, like I mentioned. Before we move on to the next topic, I think it also raises another question. Are they actually selling it for Thais, or are they actually aiming for tourists?
Right, yeah, that's true indeed. And Thailand, especially Bangkok, is very touristic city, so perhaps the price hike happens because of that as well. Well, moving on to next topic. Next topic is about love and relationship, but it's not a normal love, it's a love scam. Well, there is a love scam warning with a woman who lost money over 30,000 baht trying to find a foreign husband. So this story happens in Udon Thani. There is a 50-year-old woman who found a police complaint that she was scammed by a leak scammer who promised to find her a foreign husband. They got acquainted on Facebook, and that woman claimed to be a sort of like an agent. Yeah, a woman who can find a foreign husband to other Thai women. But there's an agent fee, which is for me quite expensive, 70,000 baht. Yeah, and the scammer came to visit the woman, and they had a conversation just to get her trust. Yeah, so the woman, the victim, decided to transfer half as a deposit, 30,000 baht to a woman, and then after the scammer disappeared. Yeah, so the woman, she came out in the public and she said that she would like to give a warning to a public, especially for women who would like to find a foreign boyfriend, that don't trust the strangers, otherwise you will end up like her. Right, but the police say that this is not the first case, because before there was another woman who had been scammed earlier for more than 100,000 baht by someone using the same method. So it keeps happening, right?
It's not wrong to have hope, but sometimes a lot of people who are scammers, they would use these ways, you know, to lure us in and to fool us and run away with our money. And most of them are big savings of theirs as well that they're spending on. So you have to think a lot, you know, before you're spending your money on these kind of services. And there are many scams going on at the moment. And you actually, when you first contact them, maybe you don't realize that they are scammers, right? Because you have really high hopes on this. Like, I hope I found a good partner who can support me, blah, blah, blah. But then again, there are many scammers out there. I mean, there are news everywhere nowadays, every single day, right? So maybe watching the news, you know, to keep yourself updated is one way out as well, and also raising awareness to others around you, because the people around you mostly are similar to you, right? So you maybe want to raise awareness to them as well. So what she's doing is actually very nice of her. Okay, and also there's one thing I want to point out. I went to the northeast provinces quite a lot, especially. I'm not going to say the name of the province, okay, but I see brochures of advertisement encouraging foreigners to contact the agency if they want to get married to a Thai woman.
Right.
For whatever reasons, I don't know, okay? Everyone has their own reasons.
It's like a company?
It's a
like
service,
an
it's an agent. Okay. It said in like big letters, marrying Thai women service, call us at this number.
Okay.
And with, a couple in wedding costumes. It's like legit.
Yeah.
And it's right there at the airport. And they're giving out brochures. And some of them are just up there on the table where everybody can take it. Up next, Thai under stress, border conflict with Cambodia, and social media overload heightened national anxiety. Yes, of course, we're all experiencing this at this very moment. So according to Superpulse survey, during October 15th to 18th this year, a large portion of Thai citizens are being reported with high stress due to Thai-Cambodian border conflict. So the research here says that 42.1% of respondents said they felt stress, while another 27.1% reported moderate stress, and 30.8% said low or no stress. So that means 2/3 of Thais are experiencing moderate to high stress, especially with the baby boomers. They seem to be having the highest stress average, which is around 6.13 out of 10 people have the most stress. And below, the baby boomers would be the Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z, accordingly. So Gen X is 5.87 out of 10. Gen Y millennials, 5.32 out of 10, and Gen Z, 4.18 out of 10. So it seems like the older generations are experiencing more stress compared to the younger generation.
Right. When it comes to digital crime, the boomers are always victims more than other generations, right? I think it's about digital literacy, or just generations in general.
That too, and I think it's because of life experience.
Yeah.
Especially baby boomers, they experience wars. They experience a lot of conflict. And to them, these kind of problems might be leading to something bigger. So they actually experience that in their life. There's no wonder why, they are having these kind of stress going on. And also the main factors are these. So there are overexposure to news. 57.1% is being overexposed to news. And you constantly keep, searching and looking for those kind of news. And also the, what's that called? Algorithm. The algorithm will keep feeding you those kind of news. So, eventually you will get overexposed to the things you like, to the things you comment to, or even if you look at it for certain seconds, the algorithm will catch on to that and think you might be interested, so they're going to feed more and more of that. So of course the stress will go up and up. And the next factor is misinformation and fake news on social media.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That's a lot. That goes up to 60.8% of misinformation and fake news on social media. And with AI, nowadays we don't even know what we're watching is AI or is it real, because a certain platform can create like realistic AI and fooling people just to get engagement. So they don't really care about factors or anything, but to get engagement. And those misinformation and fake news just going to be creating more stress and problems for everybody. And the next one is social division, 55.3%, economic strain and debt, 50.2%. Living near border zones too. I mean, you're so close to the problem, to the conflict, right? That is 32.9%. And last but not least is declining trust in government crisis management is up to 31.4%.
Yeah, well, I think social media is very dangerous, of course, and when you read the news, you need to find very reliable news sources. So I think digital literacy, it's the ultimate solution, but how are we going to educate our people? That's another question.
So throughout Thai Pulse this week, we have discussed about economic and psychological issues. That is a lot for Thailand to take at the moment. So I think Thailand definitely needs an energy boost. So that's it for Thai Pulse this week. Again, keep listening not only to the pulse, but to the rhythm within. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ